Last week we talked about what's usually covered inside a cyber liability insurance policy and what's not. So you may be thinking, well, do I really need cyber liability insurance? Well, I got 8 reasons why it might be a good idea for you to have cyber liability insurance. So let's talk about it. I'm Chris Burns from Techie Gurus and welcome back. So cyber liability insurance. It's the talk of the town. The last couple of years have been rough for the cyber liability insurance industry. They've lost money in certain situations, and that's not going to be something that's going to continue. But for right now, let's focus on the 8 reasons why you should probably buy cyber liability insurance and why it matters to you. All right, number 1, cyber insurance responds to cybersecurity incidents or events like ransomware. So every CISO or every IT company that you talk to is going to tell you that network security is important. And who you talk to is going to depend on what level of importance they put on that. But none of them should tell you that security is impenetrable. That's impossible. So what happens is when you have a security incident or an event, cybersecurity insurance, liability insurance or insurance should be there to act as a backstop for that situation. Now, that'll cover everything from ransomware payments to forensics, investigations into what happened, to business interruption losses. Cyber insurance should be there to cover that. The second reason to think about cyber liability insurance is because your business is reliant on technology to operate. Now, I can't think of many businesses today that can operate effectively or efficiently without technology, but if you have one of those, congratulations, you probably don't need cyber insurance. But for the rest of us, insurance is there to help mitigate the impact of some sort of event when your technology is unavailable. Now, again, we've talked about hacking, we've talked about ransomware. It could be other events too. It could be just protection for your business revenue if a third party gets breached. So that's the stuff you kind of think about in that is that if technology drives your business, you really need to think about having cyber liability insurance. The third reason why you probably need cyber liability insurance is if your organization holds an enormous volume of personal data. So if you collect, process, and store large amounts of personal data on your customers, on your employees, you're probably going to be subjected to some sort of state-specific breach laws or notification laws, and cyber insurance can help cover the cost to comply with those laws, including state, federal, and international law. So in the event of a breach, if you have to notify people and things like that, that's where the cyber insurance will step in. So when you look at your business and you're analyzing the risk, it could be done from the board level, it could be done from just a management level or ownership level. One of the things you need to do is you need to go through your due diligence. And many boards and owners of companies have taken a real keen interest in cybersecurity, and it's part of the company's oversight role. It's important that when we're doing due diligence and we're talking about risk management, that cyber insurance is a part of that. Because it's allowing us to transfer some of the risk for our business over to the insurance company in the case of a breach or some sort of cyber event. So when you think about risk and you think about due diligence inside of your company, cyber insurance probably plays a big role there. If you move on to the 5th reason, it's probably because you're tied to some sort of privacy regulation. There's a wave of consumer privacy rights that are flooding the United States. There's the California Consumer Protection Act. There's GDPR in Europe, the New York Shield Act in New York. It's incredibly important that you follow through on these laws and regulations. And highly regulated industries such as healthcare and finance are no longer the only industries that are facing the risk of penalties for cybersecurity and privacy compliance laws. It's other types of businesses. So if you collect information on consumers or employees and you fall into one of these categories, it's critically important that you understand the ramifications of a breach and what that means for your business. And cyber liability insurance should be there to help offset that cost just in case something does happen. So moving on to number 6, it could just be a contractual requirement for you. So a lot of vendors and even customers now are requiring that the vendors that they do business with or the customers they do business with require cyber liability insurance. So read your contracts thoroughly. If you're signing up with an IT provider, there's a good chance that in their master customer agreement or master services agreement that there is a requirement that you carry cyber liability insurance. So read the contracts carefully and make sure that there isn't some sort of contractual requirement. And if there is, you're going to have to carry it. As we move on to number 7, it's kind of interesting because every company needs an incident response plan. So insurance usually provides key pieces to a good incident response plan. Cyber insurance policy, you're going to come with a team of vendors that specialize in incident response. So when you have an event or an incident, you could get legal counseling. They're going to have IT forensics teams involved, consumer notification, on-demand call centers, and even public relations specialists for your business. That's all part of a really good incident response plan. There's more to it than that, but those are really good components that make up a good plan. And you get that by just having the policy. So that's something to really think about when you look at this, is like, you know what? I could solve a lot of my problem inside of the incident response plan by just having a good insurance policy. Now, if you move on to number 8, I have some conflicts with this. If you look at some cyber liability insurance policies, they're going to include PreLoss Services, which are going to be part of the insurance. So many cyber insurance policies, they come with these PreLoss risk mitigation services that are included at in the premium or offered at a discount. Now, there are going to be security tools and best practices that can offset some of your security spend, and they do provide a significant financial value, but it may not be enough. So one of the things you want to look at is, yes, they're offering me some discount services, but maybe I should still look at a third-party expert to go over the insurance policy with me and make sure that we're doing everything that's required. But there are situations where if you're super small and you can't afford an IT company, you can't afford that those PreLoss services might be of really good value to you. All right, there you have it. 8 reasons why you may need to buy cyber insurance. Now, we all know that cyber insurance, or just insurance companies in general, are super helpful. They always pay. They never give you the runaround. I'm not an agent. I don't pretend to be an agent. We help you look at the risks in your business, look at the risk management for IT, and look at the application and tell you if the things that you have in your business actually meet the application. Because if they don't, there's a chance you're not going to get paid out. So you may pay into insurance and never get paid out because you're not following through on what you said you needed to do. That's where we come in. So I hope this is informative. We're going to go over an application either next time or the video after that. I haven't decided yet, but I'm going to show you in a future video what it looks like to fill out an application. And the applications for a company less than $1 million and over $1 million are completely different. And if you get over like $50 million, it becomes even a bigger deal. They change the application again because the liability for the insurance company is so much more. So until next time, stay cyber safe.